Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Cimnanya, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So I brought this man's video some days back, and today again he is all over the news and all that. That point, that moment somebody tries to make himself really very important, or try to make it look like he holds a reputable position where he is nothing and knows nothing about politics, and his own community is just really astounding. This man has always been out there. I know he has already made it clear that he is not part of black community. And also black people are now looking for people to join their community. When you are a coon, just continue to coon and keep cooning around. That is absolutely your business. And also some people are going to say, is it because maybe we do not have the same political view and all that? I love it when I do not have the same political view with people, right? Well, the only time I have problem with people is when they talk trash their own community just because they have to raise another community or they have to uplift another community and bring them their own community. I don't know how they do it, but that some people have chosen that path. Maybe he is getting yeah, of course, some pet checks and all that. And I learned that he works with Praga U, and you all already know what Praga U stands for. The same people Candice Owen, the queen of the same people she worked with. You know what, Stegli? Let's get into this.
You who don't really pay attention to politics, let me make this very simple for you. When it comes to our presidential election, you essentially have two choices. You can vote for Donald Trump. You know he's kind of an asshole, probably going to offend you and your entire community. Or we can become North Korea. The choice is yours.
For those of you all who do not follow the history of Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad, allow me to make this very simple for you. Harriet Tubman did not carry a revolver in case the Underground Railroad was compromised. Harriet Tubman carried a revolver to keep the Underground Railroad from being compromised. Case in point, Xavier DeRossi here is a Rocky Raccoon that also doesn't understand geopolitics. Listen. Somehow this geopolitically challenged Rocky Raccoon thinks the United States is going to go from a GDP of $29.16 trillion to a GDP of $29.6 billion in 4 years, when under Donald Trump, the GDP of this country actually decreased by 2.3% from 2019 to $21.323 trillion. This was the largest contraction of the GDP since the end of World War II. Somehow this Rocky Raccoon thinks that under Kamala Harris, this country is going to go from being the richest country in the world to being one of the poorest countries in the world, like North Korea. A country where 60% of all its residents live in absolute poverty. Instead of doing any research of possibilities before this Rocky Raccoon opened his glizzy swallowing mouth of white supremacy, he could have went to the United States Census and looked for the last year of complete statistics on poverty rates in this country under the current administration, and found that in 2023, the official poverty rate fell 0.4 percentage points to 11.1 percentage points. And while on that site, you could have pulled up the last complete statistical analysis of the last year of the Trump administration and compared it, because the official poverty rate in 2020 was 11.4%, and that was up 1 percentage point from 10.5% in 2019. You would have also discovered that this was the first increase in poverty figures after 5 consecutive annual cycles of decline. And in the words of King Lion, you knew that, right, Xavier? I do not know what it is about the glizzy of white supremacy that you rocket raccoons have lodged so firmly in the back of your throat that causes you not to do any research before you get on Beyonce's internet and open your mouth and show how stupid you all really are. May the ancestors judge you harshly. And the rest of y'all, have the day you deserve.
Bookie, you knew the Beehive was going to come for your bad dye job as soon as you started talking about her music and not the fact that she's a woman and a registered voter.
Gone for this far in the election with 10 days, 9 days, 10, 11 days to go.
She's absolutely desperate. I mean, she's out here bringing every celebrity she can to try to get any kind of endorsement because she knows that she doesn't have any substance herself. She brought Beyonce out tonight, and it's like Beyonce doesn't need to be doing that. Beyonce needs to be focused on trying to keep her album on the charts because it's already gone.
Xavier, Bryce Hall, thank you for coming on. We appreciate.
Now, the person seen here with the uneven dye patch goes by the name of Xavier. He sat down with a contributor on Fox News to talk about Beyonce and how Kamala Harris has no substance, and that's why she has to rally with celebrities. And you also heard the person here with the bad dye patch talk about how Beyonce needs to focus on getting back on the charts. But what does Beyonce being a mother and a registered voter have to do with music and an election? Now, after Xavier had posted this soundbite, he said in the caption, "The bravest thing I've ever done in my career." Okay, friend. Then he goes on to call the Beehive. Well, you see that right there. Now, I should have known something was up when he put PragerU in his bio. Child, not you thinking PragerU is a flex. But shout out to the person who posted this, and I forget their name, but I want to give them the credit for it. But they also had went and dug down deep into his tweets and saw that he was tweeting in support of Beyonce not just a few years ago, but child, a few months ago. Now, in his first post in his support for the Beehive, he said, "Conservatives drag me every time I say this, but I'm obsessed with the Carters." You are, huh? He goes on to say, "I'm obsessed with the Carters and will defend them as if I'm on their payroll. Jay-Z and Beyonce are a royal family." Xavier went on in another post again a couple of months ago and said, "Beyonce blasted the door open for Black country music artists to thrive. I love this. We do too." Because wasn't you just talking about her on the... Oh, okay, Fran. Okay, I'm gonna finish reading your little tweet. Now he goes on to say, "I love this. Black people are so creative, and I'm happy to see us utilizing our artistry outside of rap." That's in reference to Charts Data, who was talking about Shaboozey joins Beyonce as the only Black artist to have a song reach #1 on both the Hot 100 and the Hot Country Music song charts. And I think that's interesting that he's this staunch supporter of Beyonce, because a lot of people are. I am too. Then to just use his opportunity to sit on Fox News, which is like literally a small segue section, because I've never even seen that anchor before. This anchor, I've never seen him. I'm sure he's popular, but I've never seen this guy before a day in my life. So you use your opportunity to sit with this unnamed anchor to drag Beyonce for what? Your 15 seconds of fame? But y'all, come on. You already knew that wasn't all. Because again, just a few months ago, he was praising Beyonce in another tweet. Xavier went on to say Beyonce is objectively more talented than the Beatles if we're having an honest conversation. And that is true. Because although the Beatles did chart numerous amount of songs and sold out numerous amount of arenas, there's also things that Beyonce has done in her career that would be comparable to the Beatles, if not better. But again, I'm not listening to nobody who was riding for Beyonce with a bad dye patch.
Okay, here is a media personality named Xavier calls out Beyonce fans as a domestic terrorist after appearing on Fox News. Beyonce needs to be focusing on trying to keep her album on charts. Okay. To you Black men, what happened? Your mother didn't give you breast milk or something? She neglected you? She gave you to your grandmother where she walked away and found another family? Because honestly, where do you come on the platform and you think because you had a certain shirt and tie, meanwhile, you have platinum blonde on the top of your head, even though there's nothing wrong, but it doesn't even match your skin tone. Okay? And then you had the nerve to want to approach to a person who pretty much has, probably have a degree, who knows, probably have a timeshare of the show or whatever. And then honestly, he pretty much didn't even respond to your comment. He just told you thank you for coming, and then he told you that you could leave and proceed out the door. So this is another way of you trying to feel like you're going to be opening up to the front door of the master's house. Oh, well, you know what? I don't know what your grandfolks have told you, because honestly, they probably look at you and say, how can you say something like that? But this is another episode of how the Black man does not support the Black woman. You see, because even with Beyonce, you don't support your own people. And now your people are basically shitting on you. Okay? And you feel like with all the money that you have and the accolades and everything, and you think that the other side. So both Xavier and Beyonce have something in common. Okay? It's two people that's not only insecure, but not even insecure, conceited. Conceited enough that they don't even look at the situation of how things can fall through the cracks. Like you could be rich, you could be rising to the top today, and then the next minute everything starts falling down. First of all, it should be an option for whoever to choose to endorse, support. It was never written in stone that Beyonce and many other celebrities had to support just only not just only Kamala Harris only. They had that option to choose. First of all, they want someone that's not going to sit there and spew nothing but rhetoric, racism. They don't want someone that every minute you wake up tomorrow and you find out that your freedom is taken away from you. Okay? You want someone where pretty much they're going to try their best to try to build and strengthen up their economy. You want someone that basically they are doing more of their actions and speaking words. You want someone that there is equality for everybody, whether it's the justice system, the legislative system, and the executive system, and even with the banking system and school system and all kinds of systems. Okay? For Beyonce to be a candidate, first of all, she's always supported the Democratic Party. She has supported Obama administration. She has supported Biden administration. She has been even the Clinton administration. So what's the difference now? Because Kamala is a female? You know, Trump has his own people that he supports. He shouldn't feel any way if Beyonce wants to not pay attention to him. Trump is just mad because Beyonce, he wanted to play one of Beyonce's songs, and they told him not to play the songs. Because why would you want someone that's racist that don't like your people to turn around and play those songs? I mean, come on. I mean, this whole election to me, I can't wait till next week, because whoever wins, let the best man win. Because honestly, it's very nerve-wracking, it's back-breaking, and it's exhausting. Because I've never seen an election where people use their egos and their personality and being so personal into things. It's like we're all in a playground. And the difference is everybody's segregated from the playground. And the ones that's not playing in the playground, they still just sitting there commentating and making views that doesn't make any sense. And it sounds very immature too. Okay? You know, but, you know, to you black men, have a spine and basically try to grow one. All right? And have your thinking process, not with the head on top, not the head at the bottom. And, you know, sometimes you have to be gradually to speak the words that you're supposed to speak. Because number one, she belongs to her husband, just like how Camilla belongs to her husband. Number two, she has a father and a mother. And number three, she has a name. Okay? You know, back to Trump's rally, I heard so many B calling that it was unbearable. And if you could see the hate that came out of these people's mouths, I mean, it's typical. And not one black person, only a few black men on this app had stand up based on what these men had said. Okay? Giuliani, first of all, he shouldn't even say anything because right now he's in a losing battle. He don't even know if he's going to have to go to the men's shelter. All right? And he thinks that when Trump wins that he's going to end up getting all his debts paid and Trump can overturn that case. No, he can't. And once again, he has been saying things, and he should have learned from the first mistake when he made an actual lie and also derailed somebody's character. And I'm referring to Giuliani. Then you have Donnie Swagger, who had a father with a controversy because he paid a prostitute just to look at her. And he himself had problems. And he was a bad boy. He was a preacher's son who was a bad boy. And he ended up claiming that he could use, you know, God for a certain reason for him to build up a platform. And his platform to me is being a fascist and a racist and a misogynistic person. And a person that doesn't love himself. Usually when a man is a bigot, they don't really love themselves. They hate themselves. And they have a lot of insecurity complex. Just like this gentleman, Xavier. Okay? He has a complex. And based on his name, it seems like it's a name that's pretty much in the category that I'm not going to really call out. But for a man in your situation and in your status and even from your background, you would think that you would not try to differentiate, dissociate, or disrespect another black woman, considering the fact that if you came from this type of particular country or you're inheriting from that country. Just the other day, Trump had insulted people that are from Haiti. Just the other day, Trump was insulting, and even in that rally, they were insulting black men. And you saw black women on this app standing up, alongside with the Puerto Ricans. Okay? So for you to turn around and say this in front of the eyes of a white man, they're just looking at you like a clown, because I know behind closed doors, they say, look at this one trying to insult somebody. He can't even get his hair right. Look at the hair color. I mean, who the hell would come out there and take him seriously? And these are things that they say behind closed doors. After you finish after you sold yourself like.
Notice how I continue to stand on the right side of history? I don't stand with.
Notice what this guy from Los Angeles, who has no ties to that country, is wearing. This shirt simply means expel all Arab Christians and Muslims from that area, or simply continue with the G side until there's no more Christians or Muslims left. Now ask yourself, imagine if his shirt said this or this. Do you understand the backlash you will get? Oh yeah, white girl tears privilege will be at an all-time high. People were featured on the Canary Mission and the Stop Anti-Sesame page for simply posting from the river to the sea. Nothing that has to do with unaliving, but everything that has to do with human rights. But people like him are wearing shirts that simply mean to exterminate Christians and Muslims from that area. And somehow, this is all right. But my question to this goofball is, why do you want to get rid of all Christians and Muslims from that area? Maybe, just maybe, you guys are running out of space for all these SA offenders that are escaping America and Europe and need a safe haven. So you guys want to open up a grown man's Disneyland and add on another 20,000 red flags to the already 60,000 that you have there?
This is all I got from this video. This young man has really been everywhere. Remember that I brought him a few days back. I mean, I think he's married to a Caucasian. So probably sometimes when you see their behavior, you know that there must really be something behind it, because there are some things that are not normal. Probably there is somewhere behind that. It's like, playing the music that he's dancing. But one thing I am going to say, especially when it comes to an adult, is that whatever you do as an adult, I mean, I am going to put it on you. I am not going to look for other people to drag, because as soon as you turn 18 years, I mean, you do not need anybody to assist, sign, or help you with some certain things. But this particular one, this man is just a big con, but that is the path you have chosen to be. See, I do not have problem if somebody is do not have the same political view with me. But when somebody is out there trying to gaslight you or manipulate you into believing that he knows what he is doing, or or that your life or you all or black people as a community doesn't matter, that you all are trying to exaggerate your problems, your struggles, and all that. Because I remember I stormed on a video where he did a debate where he was telling a black young lady that he had a debate with, telling the young lady that, black people are always busy trying to make it look like people are the ones causing their problems, when they should, that their mates are already up, they've risen, that they are out there doing their thing without looking for a way to blame their problem or whatever that happened to them on people. See, all these things that you will listen to, and you ask yourself, how can a full grown up man come out to say some certain things? See, there are some things you speak, especially about your community. It tells that you do not even have love I mean, like in your heart, because when you have love in your heart, no matter how bad, like something is going on in your community, you can always criticize your community, which is okay. But when somebody's out there trying to let you know that I do not like you, I don't want to be part of your community, when they have chosen that path, you see that I mean, like they can come out and talk trash black community. But you see this man, I am really wishing him the very best. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.